Big Guy Movie Reviews, and we're going to talk about Snowden, the new movie directed by Oliver Stone, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Edward Snowden. This is the man who worked for the CIA and found out that the government was spying on us through webcams. The camera that you have on your phone, or maybe even the camera that I have on my iPad that I'm recording on right now. So that can be very scary and can be very much an overreach of government power. So people call Edward Snowden either a patriot or a traitor for giving out this information to the public, but he felt he had to because he felt it was his duty as an American and as a human being. And I really did like this movie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt does an amazing job playing the character, and there are times when he really does feel like an entirely different person when he's playing Edward Snowden. He really did a good job, and I did like the way Joseph Gordon-Levitt was using his voice. He brought his voice an octave lower in order to try to sound the way he believes Edward Snowden talks in the movie, and that was done pretty well. Although when you see the real Edward Snowden near the end of the film, his voice sounds a little bit different than the way Joseph Gordon-Levitt was talking, so that was a little bit odd. But Joseph Gordon-Levitt does a great job in the movie anyway, and maybe he can get an Oscar nomination for this film. Shailene Woodley plays Lindsay Mills, Edward Snowden's girlfriend in the film, and she was great in the movie. She and Joseph Gordon-Levitt had great chemistry, and they were really good together. I really bought them as a couple. Zachary Quinto plays one of the reporters in the movie. He plays Glenn Greenwald, of all people. That's pretty shocking. I didn't realize that was the guy he was playing when I saw him in this movie. And he's great. I really did like him. And then you have Nicolas Cage. I didn't realize Nicolas Cage was going to be in this movie. He's awesome. He plays Hank Forrester. I believe he's one of Edward Snowden's mentors from the CIA in the film. And I did like seeing Nicolas Cage in the movie. He really does a really good job in this movie, and I did like him. Scott Eastwood, Clint Eastwood's son, shows up in this movie as well, playing a CIA guy named Trevor James, I believe his name is, in the movie, and he was pretty good. I normally don't like Scott Eastwood that much. Timothy Oliphant plays a CIA agent as well. Then you have Tom Wilkinson in the movie playing a reporter that Edward Snowden talks to. And Nicholas Rowe plays the assistant editor from The Guardian. This guy was in the movie Young Sherlock Holmes back when I was young, so it was cool seeing him in the movie. And then finally, Race Ifans plays Corbin O'Brien. He's kind of like an antagonist in this film, and somebody that works for the CIA, kind of like one of the higher ups, almost like the director of the CIA. And he was very good in this movie, very intimidating, and it is a really good movie. It gives you a really good view of how big Big Brother is, and that can be very scary, the idea that your government is always watching you, and this is not the way things should be. Government should be afraid of the people, not people being afraid of the government. And it is very wrong for the government to be spying on everybody just for the sake of taking care of terrorism. And that's one of the reasons why I like this movie a lot. So let's talk about the flaws of this film, because there are some flaws to this film. The main flaw is the pacing. This movie moves very slow, And at times it does feel like it's a bit too long of a movie, even though I did like it a lot. And all the actors in this film did a terrific job. I don't know how much Oscar, how many Oscars would this movie get? That's another flaw to the film. Because I do see Joseph Gordon-Levitt possibly getting Best Actor nomination. I'm not sure with Shailene Woodley. She may get Best Supporting Actress nomination, or I don't know if she could qualify for Best Actress. It all depends upon the view of the Oscar judges. And I don't know whether Oliver Stone would get Best Director or not. But we'll have to wait and see when the nominees come out. But I really did like this movie, and it really is an important film for people to see, no matter what your political view is, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, conservative, liberal, or whether you consider yourself an independent. What matters is that, do you think the government should have this kind of power? And I don't think the government should have this kind of power. So overall, I'm going to give this movie a B. It's definitely worth seeing, even at matinee price, or if you decide to pay full price. And that's all I got to say for Oliver Stone's Snowden.